an artist, they don't care if it's a local artist or an international artist. So these are people we hire that don't care that this is AKA or this is courtesy. They are looking at an artist and they're looking at a tool for them. These are most important marketing tools for us, and we aim to take care of every artist that comes to the festival. The numbers have increased because over the years we've had a challenge with locals taking this seriously. That's where it starts. Before we can take them seriously, they were not taking themselves seriously. One of the major things Hipnotik has done is actually change. It's a paradigm shift in mindset that actually I can be as big as the next South African artist or the Nigerian artist if I take this seriously and I can perform on the same stage as them. That was the issue before. So we couldn't take local artists seriously initially. And then over the time, once people realized that this is a viable business and it's a sustainable thing for your own life, I think artists like Tenderness have been great examples. He's been able to sustain his career for over 10 years now. He started, we were in Form 2. So to take an artist at that level seriously is not difficult at all. You put him in the best hotel, you give him a drink, and you are sure that he's not going to come to the show drunk or with 10 people that were not invited or start to be rowdy. So we look for people that take themselves seriously, and once you are booked for a Hipnotik Festival, you sign a contract, and that has clear terms on how you should conduct yourself as an artist and what you should expect from us. And that's the same for both local and international acts. It doesn't change just because now I'm giving it to AKA. It's the same standard from our side. So I think that answers your question. All right, thank you.
Thank you, SK. Daniel Lamini.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, Daniel.
You mentioned something regarding your magazine's main marketing target is the urban male. What are you doing pertaining to the female? Because we have a lot of females who are in position of influence. So what exactly are you doing regarding that?
It's a good question, and I think it goes to what every entrepreneur has a problem with, and it's limited resources. Let me use Destiny magazine. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's a South African magazine produced by Ndalo Media. They have Destiny Man and Destiny Woman. But before that, it was just Destiny, which was targeted at men. Now, when you start a product, you always have to pick one person to target. So if it's a 25-year-old male, you can't say, but then also I'll have a section for earrings. That's what you focus on. And then you build from there. Now, what I'm saying is, Social Entertainment, this magazine is targeted at the men, but there are definitely things that will be related to him, because I think issues in this generation we live in, cross-gender issues, it's difficult now to say this is a male thing. So if there's career advice, we're not necessarily saying that's for men only. You know, if there's advice on how to get a bank loan, I think one of the pictures, if you can go back one slide, one of our visions for the magazine is to get advice from our local institutions like banks. So FNB, how to raise money for your business idea, advice from FNB and Swazi Bank. So we get people that are relevant to you, not advice from American Bank or Chase Bank. It's here, it's relevant to you. And as a woman, I think it will still be relevant. Unfortunately, it's a marketing thing to target one consumer, one type of consumer.
Thank you. One question.
How's it going? Cool, man. Great launch, first of all. I wanted to ask with regard to the local artists, and I know it's kind of a touchy subject locally, but I'm glad you were outright with it in terms of the fact that our local artists don't take themselves seriously sometimes, in realizing how much work goes into, you know, being an artist and being in that industry. But I'm also glad of the fact that you're providing the same treatment as the international artists. What I would want to know is, in terms of locally, in terms of payments now, when you're paying the local artists, because we understand the fact that they can't all be paid the same rate. My question is that when you're paying the local artists, is there a particular rate for Swaziland, for instance? And how do you say, I'm going to give courtesy X amount, and I'm going to give the next guy X amount? And how do the artists feel about it locally? Because I think sometimes, and I think this goes beyond even Hipnotik also as a child, is that from a council perspective, arts and culture council's perspective, there has to be said, you know, for now, because it's for us it's a budgeting industry. So in terms of ratings, because even for the artists themselves, whatever I'm going to charge you as an artist, I have to be able to justify that charge. Because it's not just about just because I'm Swazi, you should host me. It is a business after all. So with that, how are you managing that?
Thank you for the question, firstly. And this is a very serious issue, not just for us, as you said, but for everybody else. It's a touchy subject for me because before I promote a festival, this festival is a result of me trying to promote my own artists under my brand that are local artists. So guys like Alpha know we used to spend our early years in 2008, 2009 going around with local artists trying to sell CDs and festivals that existed, events that existed, never took us seriously. In fact, when Big Nas was coming to the country, nobody cared that Tenderness was there or Young Z and Virus was there. These are artists I've managed and nurtured when I was young. So when I developed this festival, the first thing I promised myself is that I'll never cheat an artist. Hence why you've never seen any media or any complaint, even on social media, from artists we've hosted. In fact, what they do is praise us, because they don't expect, even they don't expect to be treated so well. So when we tell you, this is your hotel key, this is your artist liaison, you can eat at Spur between 5, you can order whatever you want. They're like, for me, you know, like, I'm just a local artist. And you know, so for us, we put these things in place because of my values. I think a lot of these brands reflect some of my personal values. Now, I'm not saying local artists get paid the same rate as international artists. So just a quick business side of it. We choose how much you should get paid based on how much we think you can attract. We allow artists to give us their rates. So I'll come and be like, hi Notolo, we'd like to book you for Hipnotik 2016. How much do you charge? And she says, 200 Rand. And we'll be like, hey, but Notolo won't even bring 10 people who will say thank you, because we cannot afford you in that sense.